Over the past few decades, the prevalence of smoking in California has undergone a massive decline. Since 1988, the state's proportion of smokers has decreased from about 1 in 4 people to just 1 in 8 today, giving California the second lowest smoking rate of any state in the country behind Utah. While this shift is undoubtedly part of a national trend, it's also safe to assume that at least part of California's drop is attributable to both high taxes and strong public health programs. Simultaneously, and perhaps unfortunately, this means that revenue from the tobacco tax has been steadily dropping as well. The combined impact of both lower tobacco use and higher inflation means that this once potent source of revenue has been essentially decimated. In the decade after the passage of Prop 10, California's tobacco tax generated over $1 billion per year, but it hasn't crossed that threshold since 2008 and has instead been drifting consistently downward. Today it's approaching just $800 million per year and isn't projected to reverse course anytime soon. While $800 million doesn't sound so small, the reality is starker when you place this amount in context. The dominant source of revenue in California today is the personal income tax, which in 1970 generated only about 5 times more revenue than the tobacco tax did. By comparison, today the personal income tax generates about 100 times more revenue. So while the programs that the tobacco tax supports are as important now as they've always been, the tax itself has shrunk to a sliver of its former self. And to that point, it's worth asking how long policy areas like cancer research and early childhood development should rely on what is evidently a dying source of funding. Obviously, the state could, and to some extent already does, support these things outside the amount that tobacco users pay in taxes for them. But these are things that we all value, collectively and universally. And it's for that reason that we may someday be forced to reevaluate why the burden of ensuring their success is placed in the hands of such a small and shrinking portion of our population.